How was I able to pass my NCLEX in just 75 questions on my first try? Guys, that's what I want to discuss with you today. And yes, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Thank you for visiting Nursing Embassy. I'm here because of you, and I want to help as many people as possible to pass this exam. Guys, if that is your desire, please stick around so that we discuss this important topic. And guys, I think I'm very smart today. How do you see, guys? Okay, guys, stick around. I'm coming in a while. So guys, here are the 10 principles that I used to pass my NCLEX exam in just 75 questions on my first try. Principle 1 is that I got appropriate review materials. Okay, invest in yourself, get a content review book. For me, I used this Mcgraw Hill book for content review. I found it a very good book. Okay, you can Google it, find it on Amazon. Okay. Then also I used the Charity for prioritization, delegation, and assignment. I used Uworld for practice questions, and I also used Mark Klimek for tips. There are so many other resources that you can use. There is Kaplan. What I encourage guys is that you concentrate much on content. It's like hardening yourself. The more you harden yourself with reviewing more content, the more your judgment is going to be better with every question on that very exam day. Okay, guys, the second principle that I used is that I obtained a study group. Okay, guys, I know you are saying, what are you talking about? I mean, study group, I'm in Nigeria. And I know only myself reviewing for this exam. Where am I going to get other people? Guys, it is possible. Okay, you just go to a Facebook group, and a Facebook group like NCLEX, Uworld Practice, and ask, is there anyone reviewing for NCLEX, so that you can form a study group? Then you see so many people commenting on your post. Okay, and then you can always review together using Zoom. Okay, so that's how I managed. I reviewed with two friends. One was in Canada, another one was in Kenya. Okay, so a lot is achieved in a short time when you are in a study group. Okay, have you ever realized, guys, that sometimes you sit alone reviewing and you find that actually for 2 hours you have been just looking at one page because the book is big before you and you are scared when are you going to finish it. But if you are a group, you encourage one another to move on, to progress. More is achieved. Okay, then the other advantage is that you can share review materials. You find that your other friends have materials that are easy to be shared. Some of them are in soft copies. They send them to you via email. You understand me? So then the other advantage is that you encourage one another. Like, guys, for me, I'm good with sleeping. I'm really very good. That's where I excel. Okay. But if you are reviewing with your friends, they will tell you, please wake up, it is time now. And so your weaknesses are engulfed by your by the strengths of your friends. Okay, so you depend on your friends' strengths to improve yourself. But also the other advantage, guys, is that there are those concepts that are too difficult, but the other guys actually simplify it for you. Okay, let me tell you this story. For me, when we were reviewing in my group, my weakness was on drug calculations. Oh God, drug calculations. But also when they would reach ECG rhythms, that's where my strength was. Okay, and I would really help them. They would say, thank you, Bosco, for helping us. But I knew that they had actually helped me with drug calculations. So you will have weaknesses which will be helped by your friends. You will also have strengths that will help your friends. You will be a resource to your friends. The other principle I used, guys, is that I gave myself time. I encourage you guys that you don't jump into the exam. Okay, you have just finished nursing school and you feel like, I think I can go for this exam now, and you just jump there. Give yourself 3 to 6 months so that you can review for your exam, guys. Okay, if you just go and jump into the exam while feeling that you are not ready, you will feel anxious, and anxiety is not good for NCLEX. You will fail if you go there when you are very anxious. But when you go and you feel confident that you are prepared enough, it will be so easy for you to pass the exam. The other principle is that I use the memory aids. Okay, so memory aids are very important for stuff that are very difficult to remember. Use sticking paper. You can buy sticking paper, write stuff that are hard to memorize, put them by your bedside, put them in your car as you drive to work, as you drive to buy groceries. You can look at them and you will easily be aided to remember and to memorize that difficult stuff. You can use mnemonics, guys, okay? Like for instance, when you are memorizing cranial nerves, you can use this mnemonic which says, some say marry money, but my brother says big brains matter more. I mean, have you heard about that mnemonic for cranial nerves? Okay, you can also use associations. For example, when it comes to a disease like Graves' disease, maybe you are trying to memorize signs and symptoms. Just associate the grave and someone who has Graves' disease, okay? I mean, how do you go to the grave easily? Is by jumping around. You are not being careful, so someone who is hyperactive will easily go to the grave. Okay, so see the person with hypermetabolism as someone who is hyperactive, and they will easily go to the grave. That will easily help you to remember the signs and symptoms, like they are hyperactive, they have hyperreflexia, they have high temperature, all those highs. Okay, and then you can use associations. Okay, to associate something with another thing. Someone will be hypermetabolic, and so they will have a sign and symptom called exophthalmos. Okay, so you can use association like hypermetabolism to even the eyes are opening wide. Okay, so that is what we call exophthalmos. And then you can also use Google, guys, for foods like those that have high potassium. They will give you an example like cantaloupe. Have you ever heard about cantaloupe? You don't know what that looks like. I've never seen that. When you are reviewing for herbs, they tell you there is a herb called ginkgo biloba which can cause bleeding. Okay, what is ginkgo biloba? So what you do is to Google the pictures of ginkgo biloba or cantaloupe, and so that your brain can have a picture of how that looks like. The other principle that I used is that I would expand on my knowledge. When you are given a question, look for all the topics in that question and then expand on them, so that before leaving that question, you have a big picture. You know more actually than what was required by the question. Again, guys, read the rationales when you are on your question bank and you fail that question. Don't just go away from it. Yes, I know you just want to run away because you failed the question or you now know the answer, but that's not enough. Go to the rationale and understand and expand your knowledge, guys. Okay, so get the big picture. That's what I'm saying. Before you leave that question, get the big picture. The other principle is that I read difficult stuff at my best time. Guys, my best time is in the morning when I have just woken up. That's when I understand things better. What is your best time? Find out, and that's when you should tackle difficult stuff. And by the way, guys, why is it that now it's your best time and now you are opening Facebook, WhatsApp? Leave the phone alone, and during your best time, just go to the content, because that's the major objective for now. Social media will just drain you and waste your time, and you find that you have not covered what you are supposed to cover. The other principle is that you should create a movie in the brain as you read. I mean that once you see, for instance, that the patient with hypothyroidism will have a buffalo hump. Okay? Imagine a man who has hypothyroidism having a buffalo hump, walking like with a hump. What I mean is that let those sentences you are reading in a book be as if they are subtitles to a big movie that you are watching. Okay? I hope you really understand me. So that it is clear that the brain will easily memorize what it was pictured in the mind. Okay? And it will be hard for you to forget that. Then guys, give yourself a treat. Okay? Before you go for your exam, maybe 1 month to the exam, feed well. Okay? Feed well so that your brain cells are nourished. Exercise and manage your stress. Okay? Even on that day when you are going for NCLEX, that very morning, wake up and exercise so that much blood goes to your brain cells. Okay? Then even in the NCLEX room, take a snack and take your breaks. I know some people would like to sit on the computer and say, me, I'm not leaving until I finish my exam. My friend, your brain will get tired. Just go and take your break, okay? And then during your break, take a snack, take some juice, a sugar sauce, take some calories, and then come back. You will feel fresh and ready to fight on, okay, guys? Okay? So the other principle is that you should have a positive attitude on the exam. Guys, your enemy during NCLEX is not time. It is the questions that you fail. Okay? So, and to pass NCLEX, by the way, is you have to pass the difficult questions. Some people say, I don't like SATA questions. Be happy when you get a SATA question. It means you have just passed the simple questions, and now the computer is promoting you to the higher level questions. So feel happy and try as hard as possible to pass that question. Read it like 2 to 3 times and then try to pass it. Okay? So again, the computer will bring another SATA and you feel happy that it means I passed the other SATA. So the computer is again promoting me to a more difficult question. Okay? Read the question 2 to 3 times. Don't miss out on a simple word that is going to mislead you to a wrong answer. Okay? So read the question as many times as possible so that you answer what you have understood. Then guys, the last principle is commit everything to God. You have now done your part. Now commit everything to the highest force of goodness in the universe, who is God himself. Okay? So pray and hope for the best. Believe that you have passed. Some people come out of the exam and even post on Facebook, I think I have just failed the exam. Remember, sometimes or even many times, what you fear is what will actually happen to you. So when you come out of that exam, be happy, feel happy and say, I have passed this exam. Let your mouth mention good things upon yourself that you have made it. And guys, you will find yourself succeeding. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Thank you for visiting Nursing Embassy. And if you need useful videos like this in the future, just go down here below this video and click subscribe. Click subscribe so that you can be able to access the videos that I'm going to record next, because I will make sure that they are very useful. Thank you so much for coming to Nursing Embassy. Bye bye for now. I wish you success in your upcoming exam. This is Nurse Bosco from Nursing Embassy.